Moto One Podcast Network. Hey everybody, welcome to episode. Well, we'll tell you what episode it is in a minute. And if you're looking at the notes or the header, you already know what it is. Yeah, thank you, I deserve that. All right, everybody, this is your boy Junk. We got a good show lined up for you today. Stick around for the end of it, because we're going to flesh out the Solstice Slam. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. All that and more on this week's show.
See this one do a wheelie.
The views and opinions of the participants of the Creative Riding Motorcycle Podcast are those of the participants and do not reflect the policy, position, or opinions of the Creative Riding Moto One Podcast Network or any of their affiliates. Moto One made us say that, by the way. Enjoy the show.
Well. The intro said it all. We are here. This is episode. Guess you're never going to guess what episode this is, Dawson.
Why do you always do this to me?
Just guess. It's going to be a great episode.
Oh, I don't even remember where we were at last night.
This is episode 369.
I was gonna say 370.
Yeah, you would have been off. This is going to be a good one. And speaking of 369s, this is the episode is going to be called "Trikes Are the Best Threesomes," and we're going to be talking about nothing but threesomes and awful two-wheeled 69s. This whole show. So, yeah. So, as usual, we like to start off this show with a random word every week. And I've been going, we used to do it from our old buddy, Don Leonhardt. We used to send them in, but now I just stalk him on Instagram and pull a random, word off of his, whatever he's been talking about recently. So, the word of the week this week is Moto Chop Shop. And that is I think that's a place down in Long Beach, like one of those motorcycle clubs down there. So don't say Moto Chop Shop.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, that will become official. I'll have to do it later. I'll have to do it in post-production because we're not as you can tell, we're not using our standard recording stuff today. I figured out it was just too crappy. I don't know what's going on with my mixer, but it sounds terrible when I talk to you. So, and I'm going to turn myself down just a tad too, because it looks like I'm blowing your eardrums out. So, hey, the word of the week this week is Moto Chop Shop. It becomes official when I open this beer, and hopefully it doesn't squirt all over me and the recording equipment. There you go. Don't say it, or you're going to, I don't know. You know what we're going to do? You know, I'm having a Cali Squeeze blood
I love
orange.
Cali Squeeze.
Yeah, who the hell makes this? Isn't it like Lagunitas or something like that?
I always feel like I always have to look that up.
Don't look it up because we have too much to go. We're going on this episode, but yeah, it's brewed here somewhere in California, and I forget who the hell. Firestone Walker. That's right. It's not Lagunitas, it's Firestone. That's right. I love their beers, and this is no difference. This is super good.
It is good.
Yeah. So hey, we got the word out of the week. The word of the week out of the way. Let's jump into some highs and some lows. It's been a little bit.
All right.
I don't know what your highs and lows are, but tell me.
I'll say my high first before my kids walk in the door because my daughter gets mad if I talk about them.
You're all my highs, my kids.
Yeah, surprisingly. My daughter got baptized the other weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was all her choice. So
nice. So she's not going to hell. That's good.
Right. She's like going to try and save me and the whole family.
Oh my God. How did you feel when she got baptized? Were you like, is this a statement on me, hon? Is this
I know. Like now I feel I feel like I'm going to be judged constantly, even more now. Even when I went out last night, Like
Yeah.
she's like, don't get drunk. What'd she say? Don't get drunk. Don't have too many. I did legit just go out for a drink, like,
Oh,
and but it's not like I come home drunk or anything. So I
right.
just thought it was weird that was starting to say that.
Well, she's joined the Jesus Club, and you're going to get a lot more of that now.
I
Even that's the thing.
know.
Even if you're just going to the gym, it's going to be like, don't get a drink at the gym. Even a protein drink, Mom. No.
I know. I'm gonna have to get one of those like WWJD bracelets, so I just to remind myself.
What would Jesus drink?
Yeah, yeah. He drinking a like I had a Cali squeeze last night actually. So
Yeah. What was
Jesus
his
is
name?
drinking Cali squeeze.
Yeah. Nice. What are your lows? Or should we
I
do highs first and
yeah,
then
you
lows?
do your high. What's your
Sure. My high is that this summer is coming together. There's some pretty cool stuff happening. I've been doing a lot of bike stuff lately, which is pretty fun and pretty cool. And then I don't know. I like yesterday alone, I got calls from like three different. Well, you were one of them, but 3
Mhm.
different riders in my life that just catching up with old friends and planning some end of summer hijinks has been pretty fun. So that was a high for sure. Touching base with people that I haven't talked to in a bit, and I've actually been thinking about our buddies Paul and Matt that are on the East Coast right now, and we haven't talked to in forever. So I was like, man, I need to reach out to them. Every time I think of them, and then like a week goes by, and then I was like, oh shit, and then I think of them again, and a week goes by. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I just need to call them.
Yeah. Or just have them on the show.
Yeah, that too. That's why I need to call them. What are your lows?
Okay, my low right now is Sturgis starts today.
Yep.
And I am having FOMO so bad.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen too much on Instagram, but I have quite a few of my friends' locations, on my Find My Phone app, and I see all the Sturgis locations, and it's pissing me off. So,
yeah,
that's kind of my low right now.
Yeah. My low is that it feels like it's fucking New Jersey right now. Like it feels like I feel like we're in South Carolina right now. I'm muggy and hot right now. I don't know what's going on. Are we getting moisture from Mexico or what? I have no idea, but
I'm not sure.
Yeah. And then the other low, I haven't talked to you about this, but it's because it's been a couple weeks ago now. It's been like 2 full weekends. But we had to get rid of one of our dogs.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was like the young, cute one. We got left with the old, gross one that has like heart problems. So,
and do you mean like put down, get rid of?
That's the thing. So here's the deal, because I barely mentioned it on the Motorcycle Men podcast. Ted was asking me about it, and I was really bummed about it that week. Like, our whole family was waterworks. That we were like having an interview on Sunday, and it had just happened Saturday. So what happened was my dog got really she wouldn't eat anything, and this is a dog that regularly eats $20 bills. Like, dude, this dog, you can't leave anything out. Ever since she was a puppy, she eats everything. She'll sneak it. She sneaks and eats it. Like, she even ate my son's homework one time. So we were used to her eating stuff, but she always passed it out. And every time I'd pick up the yard, I'd be like, what am I going to find? Like, I'd always find pieces of her toys. I'd always find pieces of like her balls. She would eat like tennis balls. And then just like pretty soon around the house, you'd find half a tennis ball. And you'd find the other half out in the yard, like in a brown package. But she'd eat wrapping paper, and it would come out, wrapped turds in the yard like little presents. She would eat any food. The only food she wouldn't eat, I think, is jalapenos. But she would eat anything else. Like, she's such a weird dog. She would love to eat anything. The problem came when a couple Saturdays ago, we were supposed to head down to San Diego. And we got up and we dressed, we were dressing up for the day. And it's like 4 a.m. She started barking to get let out. And so I go out to let her out, and there's like shit all over the floor and a little bit of barf. And I was like, what the hell? And so I let her out. she goes and eats a ton of grass. And I was like, that's weird. And she was outside for like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, her tummy must not feel good. And so I'm inside cleaning all the shit up. And I was like, what the hell? This is, not normal. But, and then she comes back in and barfs up all the grass that she just went out and ate all over the
Yeah.
floor that I had just cleaned. And I was like, fuck. So then, like I said, this dog eats everything. And when I put her food down for her, she wouldn't eat it. And I was like, dude, something's wrong. And then I gave her, I give them a little treat to clean their teeth. And she loves them. And she took it from me and just put it down on the ground and looked back up at me like, thank you. And I
Aw.
went to grab it and she like got it in her mouth and like turned her head so I couldn't get it from her. But then she just put it back down again and looked at me. And I was like, oh, baby, something's up. Like, something's wrong. Like, this is not normal. Like, not only did she not eat, but she's not eating the treat either. And if I would have held, I'm telling you, if I would have held a sticky note down there or like a tomato or a dollar bill, she would have eaten it right out of my hand, right? Like, that's just how she was. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding when I said she was like a garbage disposal. So I knew something was wrong. And we were like, dude, maybe it'll just pass. And the more the time went on, we had to leave early that morning to get down to San Diego by 10. So I think we had to leave by 8. So 4 hours had passed and she hadn't eaten anything. And she kept barfing every like half hour. And I was like, hon, I said, I'm going to stay with her. And my wife's like, all right, I'm going to take the kids down, and then my wife called me and I was like, dude, I feel so bad about bailing on your family thing, but I feel something's up and I don't feel good letting her stay here. Long story short, I take her to the vet and they're like, oh, we take her to like, here's the ER, take her down there because they'll be able to help her. I take her down to the ER. We wait around for like 3 fucking hours in the ER. It's almost like waiting at the hospital.
Like
You know
a
what I'm
real
saying?
ER.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, okay. And they get us in and they're like, here's what we need to do. And they're like, we need to take x-rays and this and blood tests and all this shit. And I was like, all right, whatever it takes. And they did. And it was like $2,000 to do that. And then they're like, oh, it's, there's something in her stomach that's blocking. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? And they said it's 9 or 10 millimeters and it's
Whoa.
cylindrical in shape. And I was like, okay, what the fuck could she have eaten? And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, 4th of July was a couple weekends, was like a weekend before that. This was like the weekend after 4th of July. So it's already been like 2 weekends now.
Yeah.
But I was like, 4th of July was like the weekend before that or like a week and a half before that. But every time the wind blew up here, I heard shit going across the roof and falling in. And I kept finding pieces of fireworks in our yard and I'd go pick them up.
Yeah.
And we've had her for 6 years and she never ate them before. But that's the only thing I could think of. That or some chapstick. Like maybe she ate a chapstick tube or something. But why wouldn't she just pass it? Like I'm telling you, she's eaten a whole toilet paper roll. And one day she's out in the yard and she's squealing and I look over and I'm like, what's wrong? And it's because she's crapping out a whole toilet paper roll. And I'm like, oh my God, when did you eat that? She would go sneak them out of the recycling bin and eat them. And so yeah, we had to like baby proof the house basically. So I'm wondering, so that's the other thing. We baby proofed the house for this dog pretty much. Like we put everything up there, after that incident, we put the recycling bins up. We always made sure to not put anything on the nightstand because she would stand on the bed and like stretch her neck over like a giraffe to get it and eat it. So dude, everything was out of this dog's reach. So I was like, it's nothing that was in the house. So she must have got outside. All I could think of was a firework. But so then they told us that it was going to be $10,000 or no, somewhere around like 8,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, like $9,000 for the surgery. And I was like, oh shit. And so my wife is still out of town and she's just getting back up from San Diego. And she's like, what's the situation? Like, how is she? We're just like, oh, she just had something in her stomach. And so I had to drop that bomb. I was like, babe, I had to, I put it on the credit card, like the exam and everything. And I was like, but now they're saying it's going to be like $9,000 or $8,000. So I was like, dang, that's $10,000 today that we spent on this dog. And Then the guy is like, yeah, and then it's likely that she'll have like sepsis, or like if it doesn't pass this, like if it can't do this, we're gonna have to do this other thing, and it could be another like $4,000. And we're like, dude, $15,000 now, and then it kept going up.
Yeah.
Um, and then so yeah, long story short, like it quickly went from like a $2,000 thing, which I was already like, damn, like just to diagnose it, to like a $15,000 thing. And the sucky part is that my wife and I had just both paid for our cars to get fixed, and
Uh-huh.
we had just paid for um my son's like baseball, and
Mhm.
just paid like for my wife went back to school, so we just had paid for that. We had just shelled out like,
Right.
you know, thousands of dollars for this other shit. And I was like, oh my God. So like we're totally bawling. And I was like, dude, our dog, like, you know what I mean? Like dogs are like family members, you know?
Mhm.
And long story short, uh they're like, dude, like if you don't got the cash, like sorry. And I was like, all right. So I'm crying and I'm like, I guess this is it. I
That
guess I was,
sucks.
and I was like, dude, I just want to come back and see the dog and tell her that I'm sorry that today, like, we went into the vet. You know, what turned out, what
Yeah.
started as a normal Sunday ended up being the last day I ever saw her. Right.
Mm.
And so my family had got home by that time, and they're all in fucking tears. Like, we're all just bawling, and my wife's like, I just can't, like, you know, we just spent like all this money, and we don't have like 10 grand just laying around for her swallowing something. She's like, I can't believe this. You know, it's just, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
me neither. So we go in there, and we're like, the lady's like, oh, I'll prep a room for you guys to say goodbye. And I'm like in disbelief. I'm like, dude, the dog's totally healthy. She just has something in
Mhm.
her stomach. I can't believe this is happening. Like, and
Yeah.
as we walk in there, one of the people there was like, hey, when um I know what's going on, and I work here, so I can do the procedure. And the thing is, we had to like surrender her. So like we had to give her up.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to give her up. And I was like, I felt like shit. And I was like, dude, I can't believe we're losing a dog for 10 to 15,000 bucks, but I also can't believe that it's going to cost 10 to 15,000 bucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
holy shit. And on the bright side is, and I don't know if she even survived. That was the other thing. They're like, you know, if she survives, it's going to be probably another $2,000 for the they were pretty certain she was going to get like sepsis because they were cutting into her intestines.
Yeah.
And so I was like, so she might not even, after $10,000 or $15,000, she
Oh,
might not even
yeah.
survive, right? And they're like,
Right.
yeah.
Oof,
And I
that's
was like,
hard.
fuck.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing we had to like think about too, as we had just like spent a good chunk of change
Right.
for all this shit, you know, like in our personal lives. And so I imagine that she made it. I'm pretty sure she made it because she was real healthy and she was young, and
They can't tell you either
they
way.
wouldn't tell us. No, because I said I don't even need to know. I just want to know what she swallowed, because I have another fucking dog, and
Oh, yeah.
they wouldn't tell me. And
What?
so yeah, so
Could you have
I
had like a friend adopt her?
no, the guy adopted her at the thing. So I
Oh,
was like,
oh.
so at least a vet adopted her, and at least they have, you know, money and they can do it. And
Yeah.
the whole reason is that like we, as soon as the guy's like, I heard what's going on, and I just want to let you guys know, like, I can take her. This is like totally separate from the vet and everything, but I could take her, and I can, you know, pay for this and do the procedure here. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
because that was the other thing. They're like, you can get a procedure done. It's pretty much the same. It's like $1,000 less, but we'd have to drive her to Redlands, which is like an hour away.
Mhm.
Or, you know,
Yeah.
I forget how far Redlands is from here. It's like an hour or 45 minutes away. Or you have to go to Santa Monica, which, it's funny because Santa Monica is not an hour away, but in traffic, it's like 3 hours away, right? Like, so I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, because it was already like 7 o'clock at night by the time they got us in and did all this. I'm telling you, I was there at like 10 in the morning or 9 in the morning, And we
Mhm.
didn't even get out of there till like 7 at night. So I mean, it was like an all day fucking thing. And so by that time, I was like, yeah, if we get out to Redlands, it's gonna be 9 o'clock, and they're gonna keep her overnight. And they're like, yeah, that's where it just kept adding up, no matter which way we tried to do it. And long story, well, I keep saying long story short, it just keeps getting longer and longer. In the end, we were like just happy that she would get a second, or actually a third chance
Yeah.
at life, because we rescued her when we got her. So I was like, babe, this is the only way she's going to survive is if we give her up. If we don't give her up, she's gonna die. So at least this guy,
Yeah.
if he takes her, she'll have a chance. So I don't know. It was kind of like it was a bittersweet, because I was like, dude,
Ugh,
there's
that's
no reason for this
tough.
dog to die. Yeah, I know. There's no reason for this dog to die, because she's just got something stuck in her stomach, and she's young. She's not like a baby young, but she's only like, you
Yeah.
know, she's not like my other dog's like fucking 14. So she's like wobbling around here on a skeleton. So she was like maybe 6 or 7. So she's still pretty young. She was a small dog, or a beagle. So it's not like she was you know, one of those big breeds that gets old fast or anything. So she was still pretty young. And
Mhm.
I was just like, dang, dude, there's no reason for her to get put down. And so I was glad that they were able to do that. And it made me feel better, because my wife and I were talking about it, and we're like, dude, it sucks that it comes down to money, but it's also sucky
Right.
that like $15,000 is like our kids' like college fund.
That's like a human surgery. I
I
think
know.
that's just
That's why
nuts.
that's exactly. I was like, dude, what if our son gets hurt at baseball tomorrow? Like, well, here's the thing: is I have,
Maybe you should have drove down to Mexico.
bro, for sure. I know I could have got down there in 2 hours, the same as it would have taken me to
Yeah.
drive to fucking Santa Monica in LA
Yeah.
traffic.
I
But that's what I was thinking too. And then I was like, oh, dude, we'll get across the border, and they're just gonna like stick her hand in her mouth and like pull it out. So I was like, I don't know. So long story short, like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, babe, how much did it cost to have our kid? And my wife was like, I don't know. It was like 30 grand. And I was like, how much did we pay? And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like $1,500, because we have insurance. Right. So I was like,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's what I was saying. I was like, and I was like, and we stayed in the hospital for 3 days. Had they
Yeah.
kept her overnight, it was at
Oh,
least going to
yeah.
be $15,000. Come back the next day and it's already up to 20. I was like, that's you having a kid. So yeah, it was stupid, man. It was real stupid. And we felt my wife still feels guilty that it came down to money. But at the
Yes.
same time, she's like, $15,000 start is not nothing. Well, I know it was going to be 10,000 to start, and then to possibly go to 15 and maybe to 20, depending on how
Yeah.
bad she's like, I was like, yeah, that's like a lot of dough. Like that's your whole degree, probably, by the time you end up paying for your,
Mhm.
going through school. I don't
Totally.
know. It was shitty. It was real shitty. And that's been a low. It's been such a low that I know I've mentioned it on the past couple of shows. We just can't, it's hard to stop thinking about it, because it's like losing a family member. But at the same
Yeah.
time,
Especially
you
not
know,
knowing the outcome. I think that's crappy.
yeah. But I think, yeah, I think if she didn't make it, they would have told us, actually. I think they were like,
Yeah.
sorry, your dog didn't make it. But since the fact is that we surrendered her, I think they're like, well, for the new person's privacy, we're not going to tell you. And I'm fine with that. I'm totally
Mhm.
fine with that. But they wouldn't even tell me what it was. And they're like, yeah, the chart just says 9 millimeter cylindrical. And I was like, all right, like, what the fuck,
It's
like,
like a really small dildo.
exactly. And I know I keep all those set up because I didn't want her chewing.
Yeah.
She likes chewing on rubber shit. So
It's the
I know
little
those
bullet
are
buzz.
set
I
up.
don't know
Yeah.
what they're called. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's been my low forever. So yeah.
Man.
Now that I've got it off, now that I've actually like explained it in detail to somebody, I think I can stop thinking about
You're
it.
like, yeah.
Yeah. But it is rough. It is like losing a family member. Then I think back
Oh,
to when
yeah.
I was a kid and my fucking living in the woods. And if you had 3 dogs, guess what? You came home from school and there was only one. You're like,
Ugh.
what? Where'd the dogs go? I don't know.
Yeah, or you come home with extra dog. Like, oh, I found the dog. Like,
Yeah.
that
Well,
was me.
that's the thing. When I lived in the woods, we wouldn't have them for long. My dad was, you would hear some target practice and you'd be like, what?
Mhm.
Yeah. They don't go for that shit. Like where,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. And my dad would have just like, oh, okay, dog swallowed something.
Yeah.
Guess
Yeah.
what? We're not driving 2 hours into town. We're
Yeah.
just going to
Paying
throw
of
her.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So it, it's just weird. Like, it's funny because like I think of that how I grew up, and then I think of like now feeling like, damn, this is like losing a almost like a kid,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
stupid. So now that I've depressed all of us,
I know.
sorry, uh, I got to. Well, let's get into some events. Let's make them all
Okay.
depressing.
Okay.
What biker funerals are coming up this
Biker
week?
funerals. I did sadly see quite a few memorials. Not no one I
Oh,
knew,
dude.
but like, yeah, I saw like sometimes I browse this one page just kind of see what's coming up, and there was like all these memorials. But
Yep, summertime.
yeah, I don't have particular events. I'll say, yeah, I went on, I guess I've done a few short rides, like some club kind of, not like, I went out to like some pancake breakfasts and like,
With the Hells Angels
sure,
pancake
yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah,
That type of club ride.
sure. So, and then we did like a breakfast ride that my own group with the girls.
Yeah, nice. How did that go?
Yeah, it was good. It was a short beginner ride, and yeah, it was fine. Nothing weird.
Good.
Yeah.
Except for that you were on it. That was the only weird part.
There was something kind of weird actually, but I just don't feel like I can even bring it up.
Yeah,
on
don't bring
the
it up.
show.
We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
You can tell me. My
Well,
lips.
I'll just say it was let's see. Was this a co-ed ride? It was a co-ed
tell me,
ride.
yeah, tell me out. Yeah, tell me after. I
Yeah.
wanna hear
Okay.
after.
All right.
Sorry, listeners.
We'll have it. It'll be
this
an
is the
episode
69.
just-
Yeah, this is the $69
Yeah.
Patreon level.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah, I've done a few rides, but events like coming up for me, we are doing an actual co-ed ride to Hell's Kitchen, which is now like called like Area 74, I think, in Lake Elsinore.
Yeah.
So in September, like the mid-September, we're gonna do a thing. But no,
So
like real event.
Hell's Kitchen actually burned down a long time ago,
Yeah,
didn't it?
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they just never renamed it, or they just when they reopened it, it was something.
rebuild.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of issues. I think the owner was having like issues with the county or city or whoever, and then there was always just construction going on the 74. So it was like open one week and close the other kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I think it was just ultimately over it anyway.
Dude, that road is like the Dukes of Hazzard. Like it's in the middle of nowhere, but there's always construction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
So
actually,
yeah, that's we just have that coming up, and then
when is that? So people know if they want to.
Oh, it's September 13th.
Yay! That's a good day.
Sorry, September 13th. My kids are walking in, so I'm
That's okay.
trying to keep it quiet.
Sounds like dogs. Sounds like your
yeah,
dogs
it's them. Yeah, everybody.
The crew
So
is
September
coming in.
13th, yeah, we're meeting up at Area 74, and I think they have they have like obviously drinks. There's a bar. I've been in there. There's a full bar and pool tables and some other stuff in there, and it's right next to like Harley Customs and some like it's all in this little square, and there's other bike places in there.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Do you want to hear what's coming?
you?
Yeah. So, well, everybody just got back from Vintage Days last weekend, and they're all blabbing about it. And so, if I was listening to all the podcasts this week, going, "Wow, it was crazy sounding." And it reminded me why I don't ever want to go to Ohio in the middle of summer, because it was like it rained so bad, and then the sun came back out, which made it swelteringly hot.
Yeah.
Not unlike me right at this moment in this dark, decrepit basement right now. And then, like you said, Sturgis is going on the 85th Sturgis Rally. Starts today and it goes until the 10th. So technically, we could still make it, Dawson.
I know it's not totally out of my mind right now.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go and get my boobs painted like dogs or witches or whatever they do.
When I went, I saw that, not dogs, but I saw that painted.
Yeah.
And I was like really looking to try. I was like, dang, you know.
Well, as long as you have them painted, it almost looks like you have a shirt on. So I think that's the thing. You paint your
Yeah.
boobies, and then you just walk around without a shirt the entire weekend, and you
Unless it
don't.
rains there. Like, I
Well,
wonder if
yeah.
is it waterproof paint, or because
I hope
it
not.
would like rain off and on.
It's probably oil based, so yeah, it probably is. It's probably waterproof. They
So it'd
probably
be
think of
sad
that
puppy
stuff.
dogs.
Yeah, yeah, the little streaky tears. You should just get a clown and like a sad face clown, and that way, if it rains or drizzles, or it
It's
even
like
gets real humid, it looks like tears
it's
coming down his face.
versatile.
Yeah. So yeah, that's for 10 days, man. It was pretty crazy.
I know. And my kids don't go back to school till the 13th, so I could technically like
Yeah,
really
hell
pull it
yeah.
off.
There's a couple little local stuff that I didn't bother to write down, but there is quite a few things happening um, in August. Not big stuff that I can think of, but like you said, co-ed rides, a lot of
There's
local groups doing stuff.
yeah. I was gonna say Four Corners, but that's September, right?
Yeah, I think so. And that's the thing is it's so fucking hot right now. I think that a lot of people are like not doing a lot of
Yeah.
rides in August. September 6th and 7th is the Swerve and Curve number 25. This is a scooter rally. And we all know I think our interview with Ted from the Motorcycle Man is going to come on in a couple weeks, and we talked about it. The smaller the bike, the crazier the rally. So the scooter rally is probably not as crazy as mini bike rallies get. I mean, those guys meet up to beat up Ian Ziering, you know what I'm saying? So they beat up movie stars and get naked at those rides. So this is a scooter rally, so it might be a little more tame, but it's going to
Mhm.
start at again Korean barbecue house in Torrance on it's 2 days, September 6th and 7th. So head down there in the mountain on the 6th to get all your stuff ready. September 13th, if you're not going to Kim's dual sport, or no, I'm sorry, the dual sex, the co-ed ride, you can head out to Desert 395 Biker Rally, which is happening out in Ridgecrest. And I imagine since it's out there on the 395, that it's just going to be a bunch of 80. It's going to be like weirdly like Sturgis for ADV bikes. I don't know why I think
That's
that.
like really tempting.
Yeah. Well, the 395 is beautiful, and
Yeah, I love
especially
it.
in September, it'll be perfect then. It won't be too hot.
Mhm.
And you'll be able to look over Death Valley and just see, you'll be able to see the heat waves coming out, but you won't be up in
Literally.
them. Yeah. September 14th, Boots and Bonnets. It's an all British car / moto show happening at the Autry Museum of the American West in Los Angeles. And the crazy thing about the Autry is Gene Autry loved being a cowboy on TV, and he loved it. Actually made him love the American West, and that's actually a pretty cool fucking museum just without cars and bikes and stuff. So just the fact that they're going to be there and then you can go in and check it out is even better. September 19th and 20th is Pappy and Harriet's Chopper Party out in Pioneer Town.
Oh yeah.
So I'm over dude.
You have
Choppers
to
are
buy
everywhere now.
tickets, I know, for the like I was gonna go a year or two ago, and yeah, make sure you get tickets.
Yeah. You know what, too? There was another one out there like last year or the year before called like the Paradise. I don't
Oh
remember if it was
yeah.
called the Paradise Roadshow or the California Roadshow, but dude, that thing was like
That's in
$75 to
Palm
go.
Springs.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was in Palm Springs. It looked dope, but dude, it was fucking expensive just to go out there
It
and be in
is.
Palm Springs. And I was like, so hipster, you know?
Yeah, I've went to those like twice, I think, over the year. It's kind of like for the cost of the ticket, I was like,
Right,
no.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like Palm Springs
Yeah.
is cool, but I mean, I don't know if I want to go out there and you know,
And there weren't that many. It was more like the few times I was there was more like old cars than
yeah,
bikes. But
yeah.
yeah.
I know, and then you pay to get it. It's like a prestige show and an excuse to go out to Palm Springs, which you don't really need an excuse for. Just fucking drive out there for the day. It's nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pappy and Harriet's. That's just fun place to go.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And the fact there's going to be a chopper party there. You know what I was thinking? Choppers are like the new cafe racers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Like for how common they're getting?
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
popular?
Everybody wants to build a chopper now. Chopper shows are the thing instead of cafe racers. Probably CB 750s and 350s and 450s are probably coming down in price, and like all these old pans and nucks, the shittier the better, because then it looks authentic, are going up in price,
Yeah.
So, I think choppers are just as evidence. What's Born Free on now, like 16 or something like that? So I mean,
Yeah.
that
Getting
kind
all
of started
trendy.
before they were popular, but by like number 5 or 6, they were already pretty well known. So I mean, 10 years now of choppers ramping up, and now everybody's
Mhm.
having chopper parties, and they're all at all the bike shows, like all the builds and shit are a lot of
Yeah.
choppers. So I don't know.
Speaking of like chopper parties too, though, like Biltwell announced that El Diablo Run next year is going to be their last one in
Okay.
2026. So I think that's been going on for close to 15. I think it started in 2006,
Yeah.
10 years. Um, so yeah, this next one, it sounds like they'll go back to like their original, how it used to be, where they'll start down in Ensenada and ride over to San Felipe over a span
Oh,
of a
okay.
couple of days.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna, and it won't be a every other year or whatever.
No,
Wasn't it
it'll be
every
the
other year?
last. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's every other year, but this one's going to be their last. So
Gotcha.
they're hoping that that kind of goes back to their roots with
Right.
how it used to be when they first started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff seems like it was, I don't know, just a little bit more fun when there was less people to be
Mhm.
responsible for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never went to any of those because that was just
Yeah.
actually, I would have gone to the first couple because those ones are like when they used to have the Circle of Death and like the little board races and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was before like a billion people went down there.
Yeah, it's attracting different crowds now,
Mhm.
which is fine, but it's, yeah, I think it's just changed too much than what they,
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah. Um, so that's that chopper thing. So Peppy and Harriet's. I don't think I'm going to go to the chopper party, but maybe I'll go out to Pioneer Town.
Yeah.
You and I. Well, let me get through some of these because it's so funny to be already talking about September and October. But dude, it's here. Like we are August 1st today. Whatever
Yeah.
happens in this hot month is going to be over soon, and it's just going to be September, October, November, like coming up.
It's
So
going to be Christmas soon.
I know. Um, Christmas in July is already passed. Technically, it's fucking August. So
Mhm.
September 25th through 28th is Street Vibrations up in Reno.
Oh, yeah. Want to go
Yep.
to that.
I think Johnny might go to that.
Yeah.
October 5th is going to be Two Stroke Extravaganza. I'm gonna get more info on that. I've been looking it up. I looked it up when I put it on our calendar, but I forget where it was going to be. If it's not Camarillo, it is over there like by, on the west side, like maybe even close to Ventura County. Camarillo and what the fuck else is over there? Oxnard, all that shit. So it's like on the edge of LA over by Malibu and all that stuff. But yeah, it's all two strokes. So you see the craziest stuff though. I went to the one when they had it a little bit closer to here. They had it up in like Santa Clarita one year or something like that. So I went to it
Mhm.
then, and it was so crazy. October 3 through 5 is Babers Ride Out in Southern Oregon. Which October in Oregon? I don't know if that's going to be rainy or perfect.
I don't know.
Um,
I think that's the same weekend as Kernville Camp Out too.
oh right, oh yeah, Kernville. Why don't I have Kernville on here?
Yeah.
Are the tickets sold out for Kernville?
Not yet. And I think it's 150 a ticket.
Right. Is that a good price?
I know it's gone up over the years. I still feel like the value is for what you get. Yes, I feel like it's pushing it, but yes, I think it's still because you get the 2 nights camping plus the all you can or mostly all you can drink, in the evening for both nights.
Right.
So I still say it's worth the price, but I know it's getting tough for a lot of people.
Yeah. So that is October 3rd and 4th. You are correct, and it is going to have live music by Dale Watson and the Lone Stars,
Hmm.
and it says here one ticket gets you first come, first serve camping Friday and Saturday night, a goodie bag, a beer and booze each night until it runs out, which it probably runs out the first night, right?
No, they space it out actually, so they
Okay,
make sure
okay.
to not run out first
Got
night.
you.
Hmm.
Route or route maps, depending on if you say tomato or tomato, yard games, live music with Dale Watson, and automatic
Mhm.
inclusion into the informal bike show Saturday. See, that's what I
Yeah.
love. I love informal shit like that, informal bike
Yeah.
shows. And then you also get a free hangover on Sunday to take home.
Yeah.
Um,
They actually just there was just a fire up at that campground, but it was kind of on the backside, so nothing was.
got you.
Yeah, but they had a fire up there a couple weeks ago.
Dude, I love that people are playing like firewood, like Jenga, like on their video.
Yeah.
And that's Builtwell that does that, I believe, the Kernville camp out. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
$150. Yeah, you're right.
I'm
2
in the video
nights.
actually too, somewhere in there.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there you are. You have a French bulldog on you, and you barely had any clothes on.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and this is like where you met Mike, right? Like,
Yeah, like for the first time, yeah, officially. Uh-huh.
yeah, rip Mike. Sorry,
Yep.
guys. Bad news. We haven't told you in a bit, but yeah, Mike's dead. So yeah, that actually, the more I look at it, the more fun it looks. But then again, it's just hanging out with a bunch of hosers. Like I could just do this at someone's house with less people and not worry about it,
For free.
for free. Oh,
Yeah.
there was Becca.
Yeah,
Rebecca.
She would do like all of the events, but yeah, she'd do the spaghetti-o eating contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would do all the events.
Oh yeah, there you were. I saw you.
I did like arm wrestling and then and then just in the background, yeah.
What's this olive oil wrestling that I see him doing right now?
We shall not speak of.
Okay. Well, if you're not going to Kernville or Babes Ride Out, I don't know. Maybe we'll drive out. October would be a perfect time for the Creative Riding Slow Jamistan ride.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been chatting about that a bit, and we have never done it yet. We should do it. October 11th is going to be the Moto Beach Classic, which Rolling Sand puts on. Rolling Sand every every October.
You're my cry.
Yeah, at Bolsa Chica State Beach, Rolling Sands, by the way. Yeah, that's always got like surfing, motorcycles, music, art, sometimes skating. October 16th through 19th is Biketoberfest in Daytona Beach. And I asked my wife, would you ever want to go to Florida? She's like, fuck no, never. And then I was like, all right, I guess we're never going to Daytona Bike Week ever. And then October 30th through November 2nd was supposed to be the ADV rally at the Stagecoach Trails campground. I've been hearing that got shut down, but I didn't want to say that it did until I actually confirmed it. And I mean, they confirmed it officially on their website, but yeah, I got news that it really is. It wasn't just a, hey, we might, or hey, we're doing it and we still could have. No, they couldn't. There was an insurance thing that happened, and that really is true, that they couldn't get coverage for a fucking rally of all stupid things.
Yeah.
And right now I'm watching Dawson arm wrestle up on stage at Kernville Campout. Dude, you are fucking tough, Dawson. I love it. But we got a bunch of shit listed in November as well, but we won't talk too much about it. If you're in the UK, this X Enduro thing, the 12th and the 14th, I don't even know where it is, but I want to know more about it. EX Enduro or X Enduro. I don't know what the hell it is. And then also, if you're in Australia, you got the Two Wheel Babes take over the Babe Raid in Ballina, New South Wales on September 12th and 14th. So if any of those things happen, I'd like to know. That'd be pretty fun to find out what the hell people are doing in other countries. Hey, before we get to our bike updates and start the main topic, I do have an email real quick. Do you mind if I read it?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
No, I don't. Go ahead.
Okay. It's from Johnny.
Oh.
Yeah. So Johnny, we interviewed him twice while he was out on the road, or I guess once he got back from the road. And I need you to like say something real quick because I need to find it. Stall real quick.
Okay, actually, there's this group down here that I've been riding with called WHAM, which is short for Women in Motorcycles, and it's actually formerly the Temecula Litas who changed over, like our group did with the Hellcat Ramblers. So one of their founders just moved up to Oregon, and they just started an Oregon branch up there. So if there's any women listeners look out for women in motorcycles up in Oregon, Pacific Northwest.
The
It's
PN Dubs. That's nice.
PNW. Yeah.
That's cool that you have helped organize like actual organizations.
Well, they're not actual organizations, but like we just kind of like left left them and did our
Right.
own.
I
But
don't
I
know what
just this
that's
is a
called.
group I ride with, but
Yeah.
yeah, so
You're reformers. Reformer. I think there was a band, a guy called Snow from Canada that sang a song called Reformer. Yeah, I still think it's cool. You know, it's funny because you guys formed the Hellcat Ramblers, now Women in Motorcycles.
mhm.
And it's funny because I interviewed a long time ago. You know, the show's 10 years old now. We're celebrating 10 years this year. And remembering back through all these eons. I mean, it's only 10 years, but it feels like fucking forever. The Fox Valley Litas, I do remember a couple girls started a
Mhm.
Litas branch up there. And then they were like, nah, we bounced. I checked in with them later. I was like, how's that going? They're like, yeah, we
Yeah.
bounced. The Litas just seems like,
There's been a few local ones that have the branch is still there, but yeah, the original kind of like founders are leaving or
yeah,
moving on
yeah.
lately.
You know what
They're
happens?
Yeah, they're really pushing more of like they have the an app now for all of their stuff and really moving away from like Facebook and Instagram and
Are you talking about the Litas?
uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's more kind of private, I think, as far as like to see events, you have to download the app and
got you.
whatnot. And
I mean, I
it's,
guess that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because, yeah, probably shit's getting creepy. I don't know. You know, I'm
yeah,
not a women motorcyclist, but I see creepy shit all the time that women have to deal with when they're riding. So
yeah,
um, I could imagine that maybe it's for some privacy or for some fucking hate. You know, I don't
yeah,
know.
I'm
I
sure.
don't know what
Yeah,
it is.
creepers.
Yeah, creepers and people that just don't like that you're doing something, whether you're a female or a male, and you just don't like that someone's doing something, or you just think you might be able to do your own better. Because I know that there were some people not satisfied with the type of stuff they wanted to do, and they're like, we don't want to be influencers or anything. We just wanted to ride, really. So, like, I don't know what some of the local branches like had in mind. Like, we want to be influencers and this and
Yeah.
that. So I don't know what the situations were, but yeah, I have seen a few changing or a few starting their own groups. You know. So hey, thank you for that, by the way, and let us know how that goes. Are you in Wham now and the Hellcat Ramblers?
Well, it's not. It's really just open. It's not something you like join, so you just kind
Mm-hmm.
of show up.
Right. So it's like
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
You
you
don't really
show
join it.
up.
You just kind of show up and
They're
do it.
very active. They have quite a few like things during the month. So like social hours, not just like going for rides.
Rad.
So I've been riding more with them than doing our own stuff.
Wow, that's cool. Maybe you'll start up a Wham chapter
Yeah,
then.
maybe we'll be. Yeah, maybe we'll do North County. No.
The make up the Hellcat Wamblers. Oh,
Wait. Oh, that's a good one.
what was it? I thought it was terrible. I was about to
Wamblers.
choke myself against the desk here, so you wouldn't have
It's
to do
funny
it
because
yourself.
the other founder, her name's Kim too. So
Oh,
it's
sick.
yeah, and she's like, I'm Kim D, and she's Kim P. So we're Kim DP.
Nice. All right. Well, there's plenty of jokes there to be made, but we'll move on to Johnny's email for now.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. So this is from Johnny Roundtree, and he said, hey, this one's actually, he gave a title to this email. It's called The Come Down. And
Hey.
we all know what that's all about. Come down the front of your shirt.
This
What?
is about me, that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, it says, hey, I don't know what it feels like to come off hard drugs, fortunately, but I do know what it feels like to go through road withdrawal. I pulled into down Baroque, and not being able to gas up my long distance steed has left me feeling empty and craving a ride that's more than an hour. I know soon my finances will be back in the green, but until then, I will deal with this new inner craving to keep moving down the highway. It's an interesting feeling, and I'm still learning to deal with it. I'm also coming up with a pros and cons list about my ride, which obviously I'll share with you. Take care, amigo. You got a huge dick. Love you. See you soon. John, I might have added that last line.
Aw.
It just says take care, see you soon. So I might have embellished those last two lines, but I'm leaving it in. But yeah, No, totally. And so this is the thing. What he's talking about is exactly why motorcycles got so popular after World War II, is because people were like flying planes around and driving jeeps and
Mm-hmm.
tanks and killing people and like dodging fucking mortar rounds. And then you get home and you're like checking the mail and going to work at even if it was a shop, the office or
Yeah.
the shop or wherever you're going to work. And that thrill is gone. So the thrill of being out on the road, even if shit's going sideways, and like, if you go to Johnny Roundtree, or Johnny's Gone Again is his YouTube, and listen and watch some of the stuff that he had to deal with on this trip, it's crazy shit. But at the same
Yeah.
time, that's what makes an adventure. And I always tell
Mhm.
Wiggins, I was like, dude, do you want to do this on? And he's like, dude, why would I want to ride like a tiny bike to here? Or why would I want to do that at like
That
20
sounds like
miles an hour?
Wiggins. No, I'm just
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I'm like, dude, because the adventure, I was like, dude, if you go, I say dude like a lot when I talk to Wiggins. I
kidding.
said, dude, if you go from point A to B, it's called riding. It's not called adventure. I was like, you might as well just be like, your bike isn't an adventure bike. It's a riding bike because you're going to make it. I was like, part of the
Yeah.
adventure is not knowing if you're going to fucking make it. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
kind of going. I know we're like we haven't even talked about our topic, but like maybe this should be for another show. But like I have a lot of friends lately that have been riding, and they'll post, "Oh, if you want to help me out, like here's my Venmo, like to help fill up my tank or get snacks or whatever along the way." And it's like I have mixed feelings about that. It's like part of me is like, yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's whoever's choice to do it or not.
right.
But and I even mentioned that to Johnny too on his trip. I was like, so many of my friends, post out like, "Hey, if you want to help me out along the way." But it's like a good idea, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
Right. So listen, I just made episode 370. The ride is the adventure. That's the title of our next episode.
Okay.
We'll talk about it then.
We got to do
But
it. Okay.
you're 100% right, and we'll mull this over as we get there, as we think about it while we're planning for the next one.
Mhm.
It's 2025. There's no damn reason to be unprepared for anything. Like you have a little computer in your pocket at all times.
Yeah.
That tells you the weather, tells you the distance, tells you prices, like
Get you money from people.
Get you money. It does a lot of stuff.
Your work. Yeah.
And there is no reason for you to be unprepared. However, in this world that we live in, that sort of thing, if you're trying to get away from all that noise, and I think Ray Bradbury even wrote a story about a guy that went crazy because of all the office noises that he was hearing, and he just eventually went crazy because of the modern world. Living in a big city around you has so much shit going on all the time that like there's no peace and quiet. I think that's what it is. The adventure, having to think for yourself, having to get yourself out of a jam or getting in a predicament and then getting yourself out of it is what will keep you, potentially alive in a crazy situation. You know what I'm saying? Like if you always have your phone think for you or find the directions for you, or you never have ever got lost because you always got GPS on, when you finally get lost one time and your phone's dead, you can be screwed.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's a good idea though. That's a good topic. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some more creative writing though, and then we're going to get into the last half of our show. Does that sound good with you?
Sounds good.
All right.
Every pet is someone's companion, someone's joy, someone's comfort during a bad year, a bad month, a bad day, and all too often, someone else's victim. Running them over isn't a rite of passage. Taping fireworks to their collars isn't content. Launching cats from DIY trebuchets might seem like a physics experiment, but it's also animal cruelty in every state. Let's be clear. No, it's not okay to dye your dog with industrial inkjet toner for your art project. No, your hamster doesn't want to live inside a model replica of the Titanic full of dry ice fog. And no, your ferret cannot consent to being part of a crypto heist escape simulation. Please stop giving goats caffeinated seltzer, entering lizards into illegal Beyblade tournaments, tricking your neighbor's poodle into thinking it's a Roomba, dressing raccoons in tiny SWAT gear. It's not just weird. It's not just illegal. It's deeply unsettling and somehow always filmed in vertical format. Compassion isn't cringe. Leave pets out of your weird internet projects.
Creative Writing is brought to you by Millman's Chocolate Chips. Millman's for long-distance truckers and motorcyclists on a long road trip. Millman's features enriched cocaine and skink pheromones. Millman's I Killed a Ninja. Millman's Chocolate Chips.
Just texting him back. I'm just posting a story. I'm just changing the song.
No. When it comes to distracted driving, just don't. Sending a text takes your eyes off the road for just 5 seconds, but in that time, your car can travel the length of an entire football field. Any distracted driving just isn't worth it.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, we are back, and we have a couple great segments for you. Well, I don't. Dawson does. We got our What's Looking Creative this week, and Dawson, I'm going to let you sprint over the finish line with this one.
Okay. So, I always try to save these up because I forget over time, and I'll go back and look at our text messages. But the one that keeps popping up is, I like to look on Facebook Marketplace and these things show up.
All the best stuff shows up.
So I keep seeing this one, and supposedly it's the Tesla Cyber Quad.
Oh yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, and it's ugly as shit.
Yeah, it's just as ugly as a Cybertruck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Cybertruck, but a Cyber Quad. So it's creative, but not. And it's just so weird to me whenever I keep seeing this thing, and it's so whoever this one person has for sale, but
I think Tesla actually made those.
I'm seeing this now. Yeah, for $1,600, it looks like you can get one.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
36-volt battery.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
10 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like a kid's toy.
At least if you reckon this, you won't die because you can get off of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So many people are getting locked. If they wreck and their doors aren't opening on those Tesla,
they're burning alive in a lithium battery fire.
This literally just happened last week. That does sound bad. Yeah, at least you can get off of this thing.
Yeah,
but it's unique. I don't know. It just keeps catching my eye because it's unique.
10 miles an hour. Maybe they have a device that pops out of the seat and holds you.
We should build these up. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell
you should bring one of these to the mini meet thing coming up.
Dude, listen, 2 wheels, 4 wheels is better than 2. Well, maybe, 3 is we're going to talk about it.
I was going to say,
3 is the best.
Let's make a trike.
Fuck yeah.
Cyber quad. Trikes.
A cyber
trike.
A truck cyber quad. That's very what we're making.
So we can just cyber trike.
Cybertrike, which actually sounds like something out of a 1980s cartoon. Cybertrike, get on your Cybertrike. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, totally does.
My
Cybertrike.
My creative bike this week comes to us from Taiwan, who I'm not even sure if Taiwan, are they fighting with somebody? That's Thailand that's fighting with Cambodia.
I don't know.
So Taiwan, it's the Carefree Kimco KTR. And if that sounds like a lot of hard C sounds.
Kimco KTR.
Yeah, so Kimco, very famous for all their scooters and stuff. I think they're out of Taiwan or Korea. I forget where Kimco's out of. But the KTR 150 is actually a little motorcycle. And the reason I love this thing is it reminds me of a beautiful, beautiful SR 250 that I know
Mm,
named Spamela. And I don't know, it's just cute, man. The
I
seat
see
is,
this.
yeah, the seat, it's on Bike XF. So, I mean, if it made the pages of Bike XF, you know that it looks good. It was posted by Wesley Reinecke on the 19th. So if you go back to July
Yeah.
19th and check it out, you'll see it. Yeah, the Kimco KTR 150. Also, Too Loud Custom. I've seen some of their stuff before. They do some, like, the paint jobs on their stuff is usually pretty good, and the finish works pretty good. But also,
Is
a
this the blue
150.
and white?
No, it's like a
Okay.
silver with the yellow tank that says Too Loud on
Okay.
it. And dude, I mean, I'm just saying it almost looks like a little chopper slash scrambler, if you see it. And honestly, 150 is like the ideal CCs to me these days, because great gas mileage. You're not going to like annoy anybody with your loud pipes. You're not going
Mhm.
to hopefully you can't kill yourself on a 150. You can die on a 50 for Pete's sake if you do it
I see
wrong.
it. Yeah.
But a 150 is pretty good. And the fact that this thing just looks like it's just ready for customization just ticked every box in my heart. So yeah, that's my
And
bike.
it's super open. Like,
Oh yeah. Dude, yeah. How much can you add to that? It looks like half of
yeah,
it's missing. Like, you could add shit to it and it would look like
yeah, lots
this
of
is still
room.
like a project waiting to happen. Even though it's like done, you could totally add to it. So I don't know. It's a good starting point for a custom bike. They stripped it all the way down to nothing, and now you can build it back up. Put
Yeah.
a sissy bar, take 8. It's a 150, so in Taiwan, 6 people would be riding that. You'd have mom and dad riding to work with the kids in between and the dog on the back. So yeah, 150 is a perfect family commuter vehicle. So
I saw some meme or whatever, and it was a bike, but it had like a pipe going, left to right with people sitting on the bike.
oh
instead.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that
dude,
was
those are
funny.
like 150s that do that shit. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. They haul 7 people uphill,
Yeah.
and they're on 150s.
Zigzag.
It's like, oh, I need my 1800, or Harleys are even more than that. I think they're like 2100 cc's. It's like, I need my 2-liter. Here comes somebody on a fucking 150.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our what's looking
That looks
creative.
good.
Yeah, thank you. Yours does too. I like it.
Yeah. I've seen some other stuff too, but like I always see it and I don't know exactly what it is, so I try to get pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you always find the funniest stuff too. I love the stuff that you find. Next is bike updates. I don't know if this is going to be fast or not. You got any good ones?
Nope, I'm just simmering on the Tinder. I'll probably ride this weekend, actually. Oh,
Simmering on the Tinder. What does that
simmering
mean?
on the Tinder. Yeah, no updates.
Wait, what does simmering on the Tinder mean though?
My bike's on the Tinder.
Oh, the battery tender.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you meant you were simmering on Tinder, like you were just.
That's the one app I don't have.
You're like, I got Grinder because I thought it was something else. It's a bunch of dudes, but guess what? They're not looking for me.
Yeah.
They're looking for junkie.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I do. Updates. All right. Basically, I've given up on fixing the carb on my FZ50.
Mhm.
And this thing is like, I've done every single thing to it, and I've only been talking about it now for like 6 months. Now I forget. I got it a while ago, and then before I went out of town, and let the carb soak for like 2 weeks in Marvel Mystery Oil. I've heated it. I've frozen it. I've done just about everything to it. It's like locked, man. And I don't know how. I just don't know how long it sat with 2-stroke oil and gas in it. So, long story short, I've been looking for carbs on the internet, and they don't make them anymore. This thing was like an 83, which is a pretty good year. Not as good as 82, right?
Right.
Right, but it's close. And so, I mean, everything's aftermarket now, and there's only one that fits the same bolt pattern as this. However, the fucking thing has like a weird, instead of a round orifice where it comes through, like where the air comes in, it's like oval. And I'm like, why the hell would they block off? I'd either have to port it out, like match it to the OEM air filter, like by grinding it, like getting a Dremel tool and kind of like porting it out, sort of. I don't know. It's just really weird. I didn't want to buy something and then have to mess with it. So I'm on the fence about that. It's $75. So we'll see. Second thing, Throaty Coyote, which is the gray VFR. That thing, I getting around to modifying the fairings
That's
on
the
that.
name of it, Throaty
Yeah.
Coyote.
Yeah. It's like a loud gray beast, so it's a Throaty Coyote. That thing, modifying the fairings on that, and I think I did a little couple fiberglass videos for Patreon. I've only put one up, so I got a couple to edit and upload. It takes so long to edit videos. I don't know how YouTubers do this shit for a living. I guess that's what they do for a living, so they don't have to work for 8 hours. And maybe if I didn't work for 8 hours, I can actually put up a video.
Yeah, then you could.
I get it. So I guess I do get how they do it. But yeah, so I'm gonna edit the videos, and then I was like, ooh, might as well make a video of how to, like, modify shit that you already have, maybe that's like fiberglass. And so I need to modify the fairings on this a little bit. But I also have a bunch of shit that I pulled off of the original fairings before. And so I have like a bunch of pieces laying around. They're just not connected together. And I was like, perfect. I'm going to make like a crazy Mad Max front end for this thing. And so that's on my to-do list. The SCR, man, this thing's been a bummer because, I crashed this thing fucking over a year ago. I crashed it in like the very end of 2023. So it sat for most of 2024. I'd say it's like 6/8 of the way done. Cause here's the deal. Some people would say, hey, isn't that 3/4? And I would say, aha, 3/4, you only have one more thing until you're there. 6/8, I have two more things to do. So I still do have two things to do. Yeah. I got to replace the handlebars on it. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take the top triple clamp off and replace the bearings, because these things have notorious head wobble at like, over 35 miles an hour. They just start to wobble so bad. And the thing is because they have flat roller bearings, or flat, like ball bearings, instead of tapered roller bearings. And so I'm going to get some all balls for it and stick them in there and fix that. The other bummer is that, here's the deal. Honestly, this thing, I haven't actually ridden it since 2023. Like late December of 2023 was the last time. So I haven't ridden it all of 24 or these last 7 months of 25 because the fucking speedo is broken, right? And that is where the odometer is. And I got a new speedometer months ago for it. And the thing is that the mileage lives in the old speedo. And every time I put the old speedo on to try and like see if I can even just look at the mileage on it, it blows the fuses. Like, this thing hasn't started in a long time, and it's because it blows the ignition fuse, and or it blows some fuses. And the last time it blew a fuse, I couldn't get it to start up. I couldn't get the fuel pump, and I was like, dude, this thing's like a brick now. It's like the lights come on, but it's a brick. So I found out that my fucking multimeter sucked. And I was checking all the fuses, and it's giving me readings, but it doesn't have like the continuity reading. I have two different multimeters, and neither of them has like a good continuity reading. I finally buy this multimeter that has a piezo, like a little beep. So if there's no continuity, if there's continuity, it beeps, and if there's no continuity, it doesn't beep. So I had tested all the fuses 800 times on this thing, and they all give me like numbers, but that didn't tell me much. And then finally, this new multimeter I got, I'm checking one of them, and it never ever went off like that. It has continuity. So I was like, what the hell? And I changed that fuse, and it starts right up. But then as soon as I plug the speedo in, it blows another fuse. So I don't know which one it blew this time. But the thing is, like I was saying, I got this old speedo for it months ago, and the reason I ordered it, like, oh God, I forget when I ordered it, but it took forever to get here. And it even took longer because I think, I don't think it was tariffs, because I think I got it before that happened, but it just took forever because, it had to come from Japan, and I think it happened like I think I ordered it in October, and it didn't get here until February or something like that. And I think it was partially because of the tariffs, though, like because not tariffs, but like customs shit, and it had to sit in customs for a bit, and then it came in. So I mean, it took me like 6 months to get this thing, and now Yamaha is like, yeah, it won't. When you plug in the new Speedo, it's not going to, the mileage lives in the ECU, but it doesn't display on the Speedo. Like they work, it'll store it in there, but it won't display it. So if you put a new Speedo on, it's just going to start you over at 0 miles. And I was like, oh, fuck. The DMV is going to hit me. My insurance company, they track your mileage, so they're going to hit me. So I was like, shit, I can't do that. So now I got to order another fucking aftermarket Speedo, or like instrument cluster that you can program the existing miles into. So that's going to be like another $400. So that's going to be another, with all the money shit we've been spending around here, that's going to be another few months, you know? So I was like, so I have been making progress, but I feel like for every step forward, I've been making a step backwards on all this shit.
Can you just make it a salvage title and then you don't have to like take care
I don't want to
that?
do that though. It's like brand new. So, I mean, it still looks brand new. I mean, even though I smashed the speedometer on it, there's not like a single scratch anywhere else. So it's really weird how that fall happened, and like the Speedo's broken into a million bits. But yeah, the new Speedo, I plugged it in and everything's fine. So I know, that's why I know it's the old Speedo. And I was trying to plug it in to get a reading, and I was like, and I can't transfer it between the Speedos. The guy's like, nope. Like, unfortunately, you just got to like document it and start over at 0. Like keep a notebook somewhere of you're starting, so when you sell it, you know, you can have the correct odometer reading. And I was like, fuck. So yeah, so long story short, like it's just been a pain in the ass, but it looks fun, and I start it up every once in a while just so that it gets gas running through it. So I don't know, it's been a long shitty thing. So I'm here's what we should call this. Instead of Trikes, the ultimate threesome for fun, we should call this like Junkies Depression show, because everything I talked about has been shitty on this show.
Yeah.
Let's get into the main segment. We've been an hour, mostly me blabbing. So I want to say, Dawson, thank you for working with me on this very important show topic. We've done a lot of research. We postponed the show for a few days just so we could each do more research on this, visit dealerships, go to the archives at our city library, and like we put a lot of work. Test road some of these things. We need to get into the main event, which is Trikes, and just how important they are, and why they are the ultimate best threesome out there on the road. Probably better than motorcycles, because motorcycles aren't 3. Motorcycles are only 2, right?
Yep.
So 4 wheels smooths the body.
Not try.
That's right. And on a trike, I'll try anything. They say 4 wheels smooths the body, but 2 wheels moves the soul. But 3 wheels moves your heart valves into overdrive, because they're so exhilarating to drive. I would say ride, but you kind of drive them, and they drive me crazy. So I just can't wait to talk about them.
Yeah, triple the fun.
Fuck yeah, yeah. Like
double mint gum. No, I don't know.
Yes, triple mint gum. Oh my god,
triple
we need
mint.
it. Yes. So I'm gonna let you go first on this, but we need to talk about some. Do you want me to go first? You know what? Yeah, let me go first, because I think I have.
Well, I think I do have your list. I think you had I will tell you that my first one is like Harley related, and I think you had maybe one too.
I ditched the Harley because I think I have the most important trike, and maybe that's the one we start with.
Most important? Okay, yeah, go. Yeah. You go with your most important one.
All right, Kim. Imagine it's a sweltering hot day in Europe. In 1884.
All right.
I know it's hot because people wore 18 layers of clothes back then, and there was no sea breeze. It's not like they were at the beach. So no matter where you were, it felt like North Carolina in July. The Dédion Bouton tricycle, perhaps one of the first trike designs, is the most important trike in the world, and it led to motorcycles. Although the Daimler Reitwagen is considered the first motorcycle, and it was made in 1885, and the Hildebrand and Wolfmuller from 1894 was the first production motorcycle, the De Dion engine is considered the precursor to all motorcycle engines. And I don't know how many times I've done like a little history bit on the Daimler Reitwagen and the Hildebrand and Wolfmuller, and even Oscar Roper's steam-powered motorcycle called the Velocipede. But I did not. I heard the De Dion name before, and people used to race these things. You know, even though they went like probably 12 miles an hour, you probably run faster. But people would race anything back in the day. They raced horses against trains. They raced chickens, for Pete's sake. Where do you think pig racing at the county fairs came from? The 1800s. So they used to have these things, and they probably made like half a horsepower, but they would still race the hell out of them anyway. And the Reitwagen is, I think it has 4 wheels. I think it's got a seat. It looks like a motorcycle with training wheels. And so does the Wolfmuller. Hildebrand and Wolfmuller looks the same. But I didn't know this, and I didn't know why the De Dion won all these, quote, motorcycle races back in the late 1800s before motorcycles were really a thing. And it's because the De Dion was the precursor to the modern motorcycle engine because it had such a high RPM for the era. I didn't know that the Daimler and the Hildebrand and Wolfmuller used glow plugs like a diesel. And that's something that De Dion saw as like a disadvantage. So they created like one of the very first electrical ignition systems. And I mean, all modern motorcycles have that, even if it's a kickstart. So it's really weird. They also, the Daimler made, the Reitwagen made, worked at 750 RPM, which is basically slower than those dudes at the, what's it called? Those spin classes. Like those guys could go faster than 750. And then the Hildebrand and Wolfmuller actually went 240 RPMs, which like if you left a record player on for an hour, it's probably going that fast. You know what I'm saying? Like 240 RPM. A modern record player could do that, you know, at full speed. So sure, the song might only be 30 seconds long, but still 240 RPM is nothing. That's like a mountain bike going downhill, you know? So the De Dion churned out 1,500 RPM, and part of that had to do with their ignition rather than using glow plugs. And part of it was probably due to the fact that it was machined better. And so, you know, modern motorcycle engines that rev up, some of them can rev up to 21,000 RPM. 1,500 is like, seems like cruise mode, you know, maybe like overdrive on your Harley at 50 miles an hour on the freeway. You know, you're hitting 1,500 RPM. A lot of shit idles at 1,500 RPM, right? So it's crazy that this thing was like top speeding it at 1,500, but that's what made it remarkable. And the De Dion Bouton Trike was the best-selling vehicle in Europe for 5 years, from 1897 to 1901. And we all know what happened in 1901. Triumph happened, Indian happened, I believe Excelsior and Tor. There was a lot of motorcycle companies that Mitchell, yeah, I think Mitchell started in 1901. A lot of motorcycle brands started in 1901 on the you know, the success of the De Dion motor. And so that is the most important trike in motorcycle history.
Okay, well, mine is kind of close to your date range.
Nice. That's when I was born, by the way.
So I started looking while I was researching, and I found the Harley 9G4 car.
Oh, wow.
Which is from around 1913 to 1915.
Oh, sweet.
And so this kind of trike, though, is what they call like the tadpole style, though. So the 2 wheels are in the front.
Right.
And then the one in the back.
Yeah. We probably should have talked about trike styles, but when your whole episode is about trikes, you ain't got time for that. We'll do it at the end.
If you reverse it, though, maybe you're riding it backwards, and then it's like,
hell yeah,
you could
reverse
just twist
cowgirl
the seat.
trike.
Yeah, that was the thing back in the day. What else they can do? They're going to ride bikes backwards,
Exactly.
facing. So yeah, so I don't have all this like research information on it. I just I saw a
We
picture
spent
of
weeks,
it.
Dawson.
Oh,
Months.
that's right. Yeah.
I'll edit
Yeah.
that out.
Okay. My 2-sentence description of the trike that I liked.
No, the fact that you said you don't have all this research on it. What was I paying for? I sent you $300. Yeah, no, I like that. That's actually like World War II era shit too. Or no, I'm sorry, World War I era stuff. So I wonder if they used those in World War I.
I don't know.
That's really kind of when motorcycles took over for horses, was right around then also. And I mean, trikes, if you think about it, were so much better at, you could put a box on one, like an ice cream.
Yeah, that's what,
yeah,
they kind of have. So yeah, like a box in the front so 2 wheels in the front with the box.
Yeah.
And they're probably delivering pizzas back then in the 1900s.
Yeah, that's all you delivered in the 1900s.
Yeah.
They called them pizzaras back in the day for some reason.
But I'm sure I'm totally be wrong when I was researching for hours and hours, but I'm assuming this is one of the first Harley trike type.
Yeah. I know
styles.
that model number sounds pretty old before they, called them other weird stuff when they just had a few letters and a number.
The 9G truck. Well, they say it says truck, but they just spelled it wrong. It's trike.
Oh, I got you. I mean, maybe they called it a truck back then. Who knows? They called stuff weird stuff back in those days.
Let's see, when did the word trike come out, Junkie?
Well, when I was a boy back in the 1800s, they called them tricycles or tricycles. If you're from the East Coast, and so they didn't call them trikes until like the 70s. Let me jump onto my next one here.
Okay.
It's the Honda Goldwing trike, and I've seen a fair amount of Honda Goldwing trikes. They almost rival Harley trikes in construction. However, according to some yokel on triketalk.com, the trike market is set to grow $13.39 billion from 2024 to 2028.
What?
Yeah. And that, that makes sense. Baby boomers, everyone's like, oh, the boomers. Dude, baby boomers are already pretty old. The youngest.
I was going to say we're kind of I hate to say it, but what's the next
The youngest
one?
Baby boomer, I think, would be in their like early 70s, like the youngest ones. So the oldest baby boomers are mostly dead. We shouldn't be talking about boomers on trikes anymore, but Gen X and the youngest of the boomers, I guess.
Why don't we just really say what it is that there's a bunch of pussies coming up.
A bunch of pussies getting on these trikes. And by pussy, I mean, if you're
Scaredy
55 to 75 years old and you have a broken hip, you're a little bit of a pussy.
I know my hip's getting kind of
yeah, and you're not on no trike.
I know.
After this episode, we might though.
Yeah,
they are low key sexy.
Riding them, I was like, "Hey,
fucking wheelie them right off, dude." A noob could wheelie a trike,
Yeah.
Those wheelie trainings where they have the machines hooked up. Those are basically the Dion trike style.
The trike stunt shows.
Hell yeah! Oh my god, could you imagine? All those stupid guys that take their Gold Wings off road. Could you imagine them taking a Goldwing trike off road? So the funny thing is that the guy, the person, I don't remember what the user was on there, if it was Sasquatch, a human, or what. But they said it's the trike market is set to grow 13.39 billion from 2024 to 28. They didn't say dollars though, so they didn't specify. Is that dollars? Is that rider's weight? Is that how inches wide like the trikes are going to get? Like, I just know that it's 13.39 billion of something.
That's disposal fees.
That's right. That's what's going to rise. The disposal fees to crush all this shit when everyone that rides them dies.
To remove them out of the U.S.
So this same forum, according to this, says that litigation is the reason why Honda would never be making a factory trike like Harley has. So Harley actually used to sell, I believe it was the last ones I saw was 2006 or 7. They used to have sidecar kits that you could buy from Harley out of their parts catalog and stick on one of your glides. They didn't make them for the anything smaller than the glides, so like the Dyna's down. But for the glides, you could get a sidecar kit or you could get a trike kit, and they're so janky. If you look at the original trike kits, and this is largely how the actual trikes work today, it's pretty much just an adapter for your Harley, and it goes into a sprocket drive that drives a rear axle. And so some of them had like a double sprocket, like it went from where the sprocket would be on your wheel, it just went to a sprocket like on the axle. And some of the other ones have like another drive gear back there. So your sprocket and your belt still drives it, but then it has a separate gear. So it's kind of sketchy how these trikes are. They're really just like, in the old days, if you went under there and you unbolted the rear end, you could just put a rear wheel back on your bike and have like, an electric glide or something, take off the bodywork and take off that axle. And you could really just turn it back into a motorcycle. Like that's how cheesy and bolt on they were. Nowadays, it's funny because I haven't looked at one in a bit, but I do remember that nowadays they're a little bit more, complex than that, and so it's not just a sprocket on an axle, but it's not much more than that, if I remember correctly. But Honda, they said, won't be making a trike ever because of litigation, and I think it's this. Back in '83, I believe it was, from '83 to '87, Harley Davidson asked the president of the United States at the time, Donald Reagan, if he would, he asked Reagan if he'd stick some tariffs on Honda for, Honda was winning flat track at the time. Honda was bringing all these bikes that were selling like hotcakes over here that were, 750s. And they said, hey, we need to get these bikes out of here. Put a tariff on anything over 750 that's competing with our big bikes. So they did, and so Honda could only bring in 700 and below, and so all the Honda 750s disappeared. So I think that's why Honda is not making an actual factory trike, is because Harley's got it, and they don't want to get sued or have like another tariff put on them, like Harley did back in the 80s. Convinced the president, our currently pretty tariff happy president, would gladly put a tariff on some motorcycles that are going to compete with Harley probably. So I think that's why Honda didn't really make a trike. It's not only because it's there's not that many of them sold, but I think also they don't want to get another tariff slapped on them. And have to start making bikes here again.
Yeah.
What's your next bike?
Okay,
your next trike, rather.
I'll go off of that with you because I have a Honda also.
Nice.
But when we didn't really specify what kind of bike, so what kind of trike.
Right.
So I liked the Honda ATC 250R.
Ooh, best trike ever.
Yeah, and so that was back in the 80s too, along with yours. And I'm pretty sure I'm sure I never really rode one of those, but I have ridden some 3-wheelers in the day. And yeah, it was just scary as shit. Like, when you're a kid, like with a twist throttle going in a curve and a turn.
Man, I'll never forget the first time I ever got put on, like, it was probably a 110, but it felt so big to me because I was a little kid. And they were hard for me to drive back then. But back then they'd just be like, no helmet or nothing, just get on and go. And you're like, right,
and then you get sucked under.
I'll go drive on these cactuses real quick.
Yeah. But then, kind of going back, they stopped making those because they were too dangerous back in like the late 80s. And they straight out said they couldn't make them anymore.
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever ridden one today, like Brady has one, and man, they are fun, but they are fucking dangerous. And if your foot slips off the peg, you're sucked under.
Yeah.
I mean, that could happen on a quad too, but those things are just so sketchy because they tip up way easier than a quad does, And my friend had a couple 110s, and I spent a good portion of my life behind him, sitting on the cooler rack as we're.
That's even more scarier.
Yeah. Little 9-year-old, 10-year-old kids riding on this 110 ATC all over town. We'd go and I just get on and we'd beat feet, and no suspension. The suspension was the balloon tires. That was the other super dangerous thing about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
So
cool.
I like that. Yeah. That one
Honda for the win.
came to my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to mention it in my Honda and my creative, what's looking creative this week to make it a trike, but I thought
Oh,
I'd save
yeah.
it for this. The Goldwing trike that I talk about mirrors the Harley Davidson trike, where it's a regular trike, one wheel in the front, two in the back. But I sent you a couple weeks ago that amazing Honda Goldwing. It's an 82, I believe it was. Um, Tadpole trike. So it had two wheels in the front and one wheel in the back, and it was a total steampunk. I wish the listing was on Facebook. It's not there anymore. So if I want to put it in the show notes, I'm going to have to like create a file on our
Well, I
on
can
our
see the
website.
picture. Yeah, or yeah, like maybe you can just screenshot from because when I can see the picture.
This thing was so epic. It had like a
Oh yeah,
a
what is
big
that on
brass chicken or a crow on the front. It had a single headlight.
It's like a chicken hawk or whatever.
Yeah. And so basically they had just taken the motor and the rear end of the Honda motorcycle, like the Goldwing it was a 4-cylinder too. So it's an older 82. I think they were still 1000s back then. I don't think they were 1500s yet. But or 1200s even, maybe they were, I don't know. But yeah, dude, they just literally stuffed this thing under this like hand formed metal body, and so it looks like a Polaris slingshot if it was straight out of Jules Verne's like 40,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Everything about it bespoke, everything about it riveted together. It's either copper or brass or aluminum, so it just looks like this crazy fighter. Like, it's pretty cool.
It looks fun.
Yeah, I love your trike thing. What else you got?
Well, I don't know if you took this one off your list. Oh, I'm sorry. I like muted myself.
I was like, where'd you go?
I don't know if you left this one on your list or not, but when I was researching, I saw, and it reminded me of well, I don't know, I want to take yours. I think, well, it's both kind of on our list, I guess, but like the Volkswagen.
No, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, like the half Volkswagen, or it's like bike in the front and Volkswagen in the back.
Yeah.
And like,
exactly.
Those were pretty cool. I remember like I've seen those I think I saw one at like El Diablo run once. Or it might have even been, or I've seen the other ones where it's like a kind of a car in the front. I don't even like kind of Mini Cooper type. Some kind of one where it's like a car in the front and it like door flips like open.
Yeah. So the Volkswagen Trike is since the Volkswagens were rear engine, and you could basically cut the car at the back of the pan and just have the engine there with the drive axle.
Mm-hmm.
It was such an easy thing to modify into anything. You could even have made it a front wheel drive if you wanted to. And a lot of people did. A lot of people took like engines and made 4-wheel drive bugs because they just put an engine in where the trunk normally is, and then took the gas tank out. So the fact that the engine and the transaxle are mated on a bug is so convenient. And a lot of people made Volkswagen Trikes back in the 70s. And it was so crazy because it'd be half Harley or half Triumph and half Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's crazy uncle would have them. Since they were easy to make, like they literally were probably more popular than any other trike at that time, where you had to make special tool, like the Harley Trikes. I don't know when they started making trikes, like not the tadpole kind, because those ones are easy. You just take a motorcycle back half and you just have to modify the front steering. But these VW styles where you're taking the back of a VW, I think a lot of motorcycle manufacturers didn't make trikes that way for quite a while because getting that back drive axle, like something to work for the motorcycle to drive it, is the hardest part, right? So when you got a Volkswagen Bug, it's all there in one unit. You just bolt the axles to the tranny, which bolts to the motor, and like everything's there in one piece. So they're super common. Like I said, probably way more common than even like Harley and Honda trikes were back in the 70s, and still see them today. If you ever go to Skull Canyon, that's kind of out by you. It's like a zip lining and like adventure course stuff. They have an old VW trike sitting out there. And dude, all it took was some pieces of metal to weld your motorcycle to, and that's all it really took. A little bit of innovation, and there you go. You have a trike.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
How about you?
My
Yeah.
I got the MP3, and this is the one that I've known about for a while. I did not know that Piaggio had another. Like the MP3, I think is the original. It's a 530 cc trike, and it's a tadpole trike, meaning that the wheels are up front that you steer with. There's two of them, and in the back there's just one. And this thing leans. And the crazy thing about this is that this is the original one that I remember doing this. And
Mm-hmm.
like as being a leaning trike at least. So this one has some crazy proprietary even before the Yamaha Nikon and all that shit with all their, like, if you look at the front end of the Nikon, it's crazy. Somehow Piaggio had this figured out decades before, you know what I'm saying? And from what I hear on the Piaggio, if you go, like, once you get down to 5 miles an hour, you click a button and it locks it so you don't have to put your feet down. But if you don't push that button, it will still tilt like a motorcycle. You could still fall over at stoplights. And it might be automatic now, but back in the day, I think you either like rolled the throttle off and push the button, or when you squeeze the front brake or some shit like that, it would lock it at a certain speed. But if you did, yeah, like I said, if you didn't do that, you could still lean. So this thing's a leaning trike, and much like the Nikon, but in a scooter form. And Piaggio has another one called like the CP3 or something like that does the same sort of thing. And so Piaggio, who knew, this little scooter company has these 500cc trikes that haul ass and supposedly make it feel a little better for new, like, inspire confidence in new riders, I guess is where I'm going with that. So yeah, I don't know, for the Italians have it figured out.
Yeah, I saw like a picture of it, yeah, in a corner, and I was like, "What?" Like, for what? I had to look close. I was like, "Is one?" I was like, "Is one of the wheels like off the
No,
ground?"
it
Because it was
leans.
leaning. So yeah, I was like, "Holy crap!"
Holy scrap is
Holy
indeed.
scrap!
And the funny thing is that Harley Davidson and Yamaha have both have both submitted patents for their own leaning front ends, but
Really?
nobody's ever made a trike yet. Or even I think Yamaha might have even done like a leaning quad, but they haven't done that. Yeah, pretty lame, right? They haven't done anything with that except for sat on it for a few years. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the MP3, who knew? What you got?
My next one is from. So this is called the Thoroughbred from Motor Trike.
Oh, sick! I love
And
the
it's
name
from
already.
It's from 2006, and basically, so this trike, it has like a Ford Ranger type engine in it, and I have the stats here. It's I don't know, it just looks like a futuristic trike. I don't know how to explain. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like something that, like, to describe what this looks like. It looks like a tick, like a nice tick, or
Weird.
like, I don't know, but
I don't know many nice ticks.
I don't know how to explain. I'm trying to think of something. Of course, the one I'm looking at's red.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. It came out in 2006, and it had air conditioning in it. It was 5-speed. Had the radio, CD player. It looks like it started around $34,000.
What is it called?
So it's called the Stallion, the Thoroughbred Stallion.
Yeah. So was Thoroughbred the company that made it?
I believe the company that made it was Motor Trike.
Okay. I have to check it out. The Thoroughbred Stallion. That sounds like such an Italian porn star name or something. You know, like so stupid.
Yeah. So it was around 1,700 pounds, and
was it a tadpole or was it a regular trike?
This is a regular trike.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But I came across this while I was doing all of our extensive research, and yeah,
I don't want to know why you were looking up Thoroughbred Stallions, but oh yeah, I see it. Oh, gross! It's all. You know what it reminds me of?
It's like a mini Prius. I don't
Yeah.
like
I see
or
what
a
you're saying,
smart
like a little
car,
tick, because it's got like that big eye in the front.
angled.
I've seen these carts like this that are electric carts that you can rent like down in San Diego somewhere. And you just drive around the city in them. And
Yeah.
I swear they only have 3 wheels. And this looks
Yeah.
like to me, if you could imagine a Yamaha Morphus front end with like a weird golf cart rear end. And yeah, the rider sits right in front of a steering wheel, and there's room for a passenger right behind you, even though it's got 3 wheels. Looks like they're sitting in a car seat.
Their legs must be like all wrapped like around the front of yours or
Yeah.
something.
So is this what happened to all the Subaru Justies? Is that actually that rear end's way too European looking for a Subaru Justy? But yeah, these things look gross. They look like a Yamaha Morphus front end with like a, yeah, you're right, like some weird little European.
It's so weird.
Yeah, those are weird looking. I'm gonna have to try and get a link for this for the show notes.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, I got one up too. My next trike is the very, very important. They are also celebrating 10 years this year, and there's no way they could celebrate 10 years without commemorating the wonderful achievement is the Slingshot by Polaris. So they got out this year. You said, but I know you meant, they got a new front end design on the 2025 Polarises. They're doing it up, right? Are these 26 this year? I can't remember. Who cares? I mean, what I meant to say is, man, you really got to get you one of these. They're very important. But yeah, Polaris has been making these. And I think when they first came out, they had a GM Ecotech motor in it, a little 3-banger. Now they have a Polaris motor in it. The new Slingshot 10 looks extremely Italian. It comes in radiant red pearl, and it's only in manual. I guess you can probably get an auto drive too, because who doesn't make automatic vehicles these days? But the Polaris, if you don't know what a Slingshot looks like, it is basically a tadpole trike. Now, I really have a hard time calling these things motorcycles because you sit in a seat, at least the thoroughbred, the rider sits up front or the driver sits up front, and yeah, you hang on to a steering wheel, but the passenger's behind you. On the Slingshot, it's one of the only trikes that I can think of where the passenger sits next to you like a car. And the seats are basically like car racing seats, and you actually drive with the steering wheel. So is this a trike? Is this a motorcycle? Well, in order to get around all of the legislation and requirements, like the Department of Transportation requirements, such as airbags and side impact and rollover protection and all that shit, they had to classify this as a motorcycle to make it legal. So in states where you have to wear a helmet, you are required to wear a helmet when you drive one of these things, because even though they look very much like a car, especially from the front end, they look like a crazy weird sports car. And if you never saw the back end, if you just saw this thing coming toward you, you'd think it was some weird European exotic like sports car.
Yeah.
And then once they turn sideways, you're like, oh, that's got one wheel in the back. So that's partially how they get away with the regulations that they can get away with. I will tell you that these things, it's not impossible to flip these over. There's several crash sites. If you go on the internet and look for crashed ones, you'll find plenty of them. Tip overs in Vegas, complete rollovers. So they do have these like roll hoops, at least like a F1 car does. So they offer a little protection, but that's also why people in states where you have to wear motorcycle helmets, you're supposed to wear one in this. And the other reason is because the windshield on your car, if somebody throws a rock at it, it could, depending on how big the rock is, it could go through your windshield, but more than likely it'll shatter your windshield, and your windshield will hold it because your windshield is actually like 2 pieces of glass sandwiched with a piece of like safety plastic in between. So if you've ever hit someone's windshield, you'll notice that it cracks, but it doesn't like shatter like a drinking glass or a plate or something does. It's got like a piece of plastic sandwiched in between 2 layers of glass. And so they can get stuff hitting them and it not shatter and go in your face. Well, these things don't come with that. They have like a polycarbonate screen. So it's basically like your motorcycle windshield. So that's another reason why you have to wear helmets in states where you have to have a helmet for a motorcycle, and that's why they like basically have these things as motorcycles. If the rear end basically is a belt drive anyway, so it's kind of like driving a Harley or Indian with the belt,
Mm-hmm.
and it just has two wheels up front.
Is there
The fact-
actually like it looks like there's 4 seats, but is it
I know.
actually?
Yeah, those are the roll bars behind it. And the
Oh,
crazy thing is if
yeah,
you
that
tip
makes
tip
sense.
the seat forward, the seats forward,
Mhm.
that's where the storage compartment is, because this thing's all engine and seat.
Okay.
Like, where the hell are you going to put groceries and shit?
Yeah.
Well, it's in these little bins behind the seats.
Okay.
So the crazy thing too is that this is mostly plastic. So there's the frame of it, but then there's just plastic shit on the outside. So if you hit a telephone pole or you get something launched at you, like a piece of rebar or something on the freeway, sure, it can come through your car too, but your car at least has some side intrusion in the doors, and it has like a couple layers of sheet metal that it has to go through. This thing's mostly plastic, so that shit will just come right in and go into your leg. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things aren't they're as safe as a motorcycle. They just look like a car,
Yeah.
so you feel a lot safer, but you're actually not, So yeah, they are, but they are celebrating 10 years, and they are the very first three-wheeled vehicle to get uh what's the word I'm looking for? They are constructed under the auto cycle manufacturing guidelines, so that basically you don't have to have the same shit you have to have in a car. Otherwise, these would have to have airbags and all that shit.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's 10 years, Polaris. Good job celebrating your
Yeah,
birthday right
that's
along
good.
with us on the slingshot.
I can't believe it's been 10 years.
I know. For me, or the slingshot. What else you got?
The only other one I have left is, and it kind of goes back to the three-wheeler thing, is I keep seeing on Marketplace these Coleman, the three-wheeler Colemans.
Yeah, nice.
And they just look so fun.
Yeah.
The
They sound fun, actually. That does sound pretty good. And that's a good place to
Yeah.
quit, because honestly, there's nothing that we could do. We could go on for 3 more hours and it wouldn't
Mhm.
even touch how important, how useful. I mean, go look at a Polaris Slingshot. They're $41,000 for this special edition Slingshot 10, and it has like underglow, and it's got special speakers and lighting and sound. It's got a great color. $41,000. That's the same, probably less actually than a Harley Davidson Electric Glide CVO. You know what I'm saying? So you could take 2 people comfortably on this thing, and even have half of the. I mean, I guess maybe it doesn't have as much storage as a CVO, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that you can drive it and you don't have to have
Maybe
an
you can
M1
put, like,
license.
saddlebags like on the side
Right. There you
of
go.
the
Oh yeah.
Slingshot.
They make all sorts of accessories for these things, including roofs, so that you can roll over, have a flock of parrots fly over you and you don't get crapped on. But trikes are so very important, and it doesn't do. We could, like I said, 3 more hours and we wouldn't even scratch the surface on how important, how cool, how much they've
Mhm.
done for the motorcycling community. One thing that you did touch on, and I think we should mention it, is a few things that make trikes. So you mentioned the wheels in the front and the wheels in the back. So if the
Yeah.
wheels are in the front, they call those a tadpole trike just because they're fatter in the front and they're skinnier at the back.
Mhm.
And this would include the Polaris Slingshots, the Can-Ams. So Can-Ams are basically snowmobiles with wheels instead of tracks and skis.
Mhm.
So the Can-Am Spiders and the Can-Am Rikers, those are all trikes. There's a company called Vanderhall that has a 3-wheel car, much like the Slingshot, but they look like they're like, 1940s Art Deco style.
Mhm.
And the Niken, the Yamaha Niken, not to be forgotten, is also a tadpole trike, along with the Piaggio MP3, and I believe the Kimco CV3 is what I was thinking of. That's the one I was thinking of earlier, not another Piaggio. Kimco has a 3-wheeled trike. So
Okay.
all those are tadpoles, meaning that they're fat in the front and skinny in the back. The little tail is where the single wheel is. Where all the other ones, like the Harley Davidson Tri-Glide Ultra, the Harley Davidson, oh shit, what's that new one that Harley has? It's like a Road King, but God, I forget what they call it. It's like a Road
Oh.
King. They just came out with it. because they always had like they always had the like the Electroglide style, but
Yeah.
they just came out with I think they call it the Triglide 3. Damn, I have a computer right in front of me. You'd think I'd look, but I think they call it the Triglide 3. And yeah, it basically looks kind of like a Dyna or a Softail or a Road King with just a trike, yeah. And then they got the Freewheeler, which is basically just like a Road King or an old Heritage Softail. Well, the Heritage actually had windshields, huh? I'm thinking it's like an old Road King with like a flat. There's no the trunk is like, like the Tri-Glide has like a touring box on it, and the Freewheeler and the Road Glide 3 just have like flat trunks. But the Freewheeler, when they first came out with that, I was like, dude, this is ultimate off-road. If you put chunky tires on that thing, you can take it across the desert. So I don't know, but those we didn't even include stuff like the Messerschmitt, which is also, a lot of people say it's a car, but once I started thinking about it, it's a 2-person vehicle. Sure, you have a steering wheel, but so does the Thoroughbred, and so does the Slingshot. And so does that 82 Goldwing that I sent you. It has a steering wheel rather than handlebars. This Messerschmitt was basically an airplane cockpit. So you do have the driver in the front and the passenger behind. So technically, that used to be classified as a 3-wheeled car, just like the Morgans. And I think those should now be classified as trikes, because if you can certify that a Polaris is an autocycle, those things should fit that criteria as well. So, and then the other thing I wanted to mention about trikes is that they are not sidecars, because they are, driven, either steered by the 2 front wheels and driven by 1 rear one, or completely vice versa. Where a sidecar, a Ural, I mean, I guess it kind of counts because their rear axles can be live, but a sidecar is usually a motorcycle with a completely separate basket attached that you can unattach and have your motorcycle back. And these trikes, you can't do that, especially the Volkswagen trike. Imagine how hard it is to put the Volkswagen back around that. So,
yeah.
And last but not least, you can drive any of those without a motorcycle license. You only have to drive a 3-wheel vehicle. You just have to have your basic driver license. So go out there and get a trike. That's why trikes are so important. That's why we need to preserve trikes. And I think they are going to grow 13.39 billion just from this podcast alone. Thank you, Dawson, for helping me bring some visibility to these overlooked and often made fun of vehicles. Yet you've seen them at the El Diablo run, and I've seen them out in the middle of the desert as desert art. These things are important to America. And shit, with that, that's our show. That was a good show. You did really good.
Did I?
Yeah, you did good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I even got I have a joke for everybody.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
What?
A tire.
Girl, you did great. That's a good one.
I had to keep it on the topic.
Hell yeah, that's a good one. Damn. Yeah. Hey, we got Solstice Slam. I'll talk about that in post-production. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Everyone can find me at Dawson's with a Z, Dawson's Freak on Instagram. And they've been finding me. I'm getting some followers. So hello to everybody that's added me.
Nice. Yeah. And you can find us at Creative Writing Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, or at Reddit at creative_writing. And all the links are in the show notes, whether you want to email us, whether you want to hit us up on Patreon, look what we got going there, whether you want to jump in the Discord channel. And I do want to say, man, we've been going nuts on the Nokomoto Discord channel. That one's there's so much activity on there. I'm like, forget it. I'm not even going to try with ours. There's no need to, because the Nokomoto one is doing so good. So yeah, a lot of fun over there. Showcasing a lot of my art over there if you actually want to check it out. So but yeah, that's it, man. And the next show, remember, we're going to be chatting about how the ride is the adventure.
Yeah, the adventure.
I already forgot what cool ideas I had, so now I'll just have to make up some new ones. But Dawson, it's been real.
It's been
It's
good.
been fun. It's been real fun.
Yeah.
So I will chat with you next week if we get a chance. If not, I'll do a crappy episode and then we'll come back to the adventure one in the meantime. So until then, hang on to your hats, and we might see you in Sturgis.
Right.
There's still time. So
I'm leaving now.
I knew it. I heard you packing. All right, cool. Bye, everybody. Have a good one, and then stick around for some show notes about Solstice Slam. All right.
Bye.
Peace. All right, everybody. This is Junk. I'm here to tell you better get your ass in gear for Solstice Slam. I'm going to send Tobor with the smackdown. I'm going to put it up on our website, actually, some of the rules. Do not forget, Solstice Slam this year came from a discussion I had with with last year's winner, actually. We were talking about movies, and I thought, man, if blah, 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 I think we were talking about Evil Dead. And I was like, hey, if a bike was Evil Dead, or if a bike was in Evil Dead, what would it be, you know? And then got us all chatting, and I was like, that's what it is. Solstice Slam this year, man. That's what it is. Your bike is the character of a main movie. Now, it could be your partner in crime. You could dress up like I said, it'd be awesome to see the guy from Raising Arizona, the bounty hunter guy, or somebody dressed up as like one of those Japanese like moth guys. I don't know, Mothman who rides his motorcycle around. Whatever it is, dress up like Goose from Mad Max. I don't care. But your bike has to be in it, and it has to be some sort of character from some movie. It has to be recognizable. Maybe your bike is Blade. Peace and grease.